much.
What's your name?
Amy.
Oh, hi Amy.
Nice to meet you. Are you doing any movies here?
Just shooting another one. Actually, the newest one is coming out in September now.
Yes.
Really? Your name is Amy?
Yes.
Hi Amy.
Hi.
Right.
I don't dare ride bikes anymore. I always have my chauffeur take.
Ciao.
You think still pretty good. Much less rush. Who works at where my fiance works is in the business. agencies because if you do too much. This way, I'm just running around with some friends, taking the weekend off. A lot of like PR work, just making connections between people, but it's kind of just a personal thing since I knew him. And
So that's a good place to meet.
well, I should get your number there because if I happen to, you know,
Definitely.
visit.
I'm taking a picture.
And I see all these different characters at my work every day.
In the library?
Yeah. And he's not like kind of reading anything. He's, no, I like it. And it's so many different people who hangs out there. That's the one. You can do that? Yeah, because I don't. What part?
Beverly and
You can do that.
my hairstylist doesn't allow one.
Hmm?
My hairstylist.
Yeah?
Maybe, I think there
I was
is
looking
one.
for my car for an hour.
There's one
And then I was
escalator.
even in the wrong,
Level.
yeah, not in the right building even. I see you Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're back with Patrick Maxwell, who has just come out with the book Blood of Angels, and he has had many, many bestsellers in the past. So I can't say many, because it's been 2. This is only your 3rd novel.
2.
And yet, this doesn't happen for many writers. You just come out with a novel, and the first one was Rogues,
It was Rogues.
and then the second one, Voices of Children, was on the bestseller list, correct?
Yeah.
But Rogues didn't do so bad either.
No, it didn't. I was very, very surprised by the whole thing. It took me by storm. I had just wrote it for my own reasons. A friend of mine submitted it for me. I didn't even submit it. And yeah, it just took off. I had no idea that people would be that interested in reading.
So where did the inspiration first for Rogues? Why did you feel the need to write that?
I wrote Rogues because it was a theme about myself and about like how men view themselves and just approach the world. You know, they like to fantasize that they're these strong creatures, you know, and we're so not. It's such a big lie, you know, because we're taught as young men to be strong and to be creative as female and not a good thing. And so I thought I would be like, I always fancied myself a rogue. You know, I saw myself as kind of a rogue because I wasn't that, and I kind of knew that I wasn't. I was both. I had creative urges in me as well as strong, aggressive urges. You know, and so it's kind of an analogy for like how I viewed myself, and so I expressed it, and then a lot of people felt the same way. I mean, both men and women. There are certain big lies that I think we're taught as young children that just aren't true. You know, like women can't be aggressive. You know, and for a lot of that's changing now. You know, which is very nice.
Your books are really striking chords with people, aren't they?
Yeah, which is very interesting. You know, I was just doing it for myself, you know, because it was like
self-expression.
Yeah, I had a voice and I just had to say it, and I didn't even really write them.
Felt the need to write it.
Yeah, and so I just had to write. It was the only place I had a voice, you know. I couldn't talk about it at work or anything.
Now, what was work? Because I heard you
Oh,
did
God.
not intend to be, that wasn't your dream to be a novelist.
No, I started out as an architect, of all things. And which is at least a somewhat creative medium, but it was so not for me. I was always thinking about like free-form things, and my boss was always like, but
We need practical.
Patrick, people are going to live in these houses. You know? So,
And it's not Venice. It's not Venice, which people actually live in. So I'm pretty-
This is a wonderful design. Now can you do something for $100,000? You know? So yeah, I was not a successful architect at all.
Wow. And yet were you kind of secretly going home and writing at night?
Absolutely. And on the weekends and everything. I just kind of cloistered myself. It was my outlet, you know? And the place I worked, they were nice people, but very, very traditional American older gentlemen. Very
And
sad.
that was your secret. You didn't dare let them know.
Oh God, no. Oh God, no. No, that would have been terrible.
That must have been a shock when they heard about your first novel and you got
I doubt
all
they
that
even read.
publicity.
I mean, if it came on, maybe they'll see it because this is on TV.
So all this time, you're on your third novel, which is so popular, and they still don't know.
Probably not, unless it was
You have to
accidentally
secretly
misprinted
send them
in
an
the sports
article.
page. You know, yeah.
You have to secretly send some of your articles and send it incognito, anonymously to your past boss.
Exactly. Put it in a Playboy.
Writing on a word processor or didn't have a typewriter.
I wasn't a real word processor kind of guy. I don't like that kind of. My mother always told me. Yeah, my mom always told me, if you're going to write a letter, write it in a fountain pen. And it's that kind of approach. You've got to like touch and like if you take that kind of love to your work, it shows.
Wow.
So I don't like the plastic. Horrible. So what I do, I write all in longhand and fountain pen, and then I kind of type it out.
Not one of those writers on the plane with your little.
No, I don't have a power book.
I'm glad you said I couldn't think what those things were called, a power book. I obviously don't have a power book.
Yes, kill your computer.
Now tell us about, because when you hear Blood of Angels, you're expecting to read this suspense, you know,
Yeah.
blood and guts kind of book. It's not at all like
Childhood that stained me, you know?
Wow.
And it's also
Leave
an analogy.
scars.
Yeah, leave scars, and also it comes from a phrase my grandfather used to say. When you'd be particularly lucky in an incident, say you were in a car accident and you wrap your car around a telephone pole and smash it up completely, but you walk away without a scratch. He would say that there's angel blood all over the place because you killed a guardian angel as he was protecting you.
Wow.
So the blood of angels is your
Wow.
guardian angels who throw themselves in the path of danger for you.
Wow.
Protect you.
I just got goosebumps all over my body
Yeah.
when you told that.
Yeah, it's an interesting
Wow.
concept of the blood of angels. It's
And yet you never, in your book, unless I missed it, you don't really explain that anywhere. What's
No,
behind the title of your book?
I don't really. I like to suggest instead of describe. You know?
Wow.
It's one of the rules that I have for myself. It comes the first incident that was like that. I actually got kind of hurt, but it was the first inklings. Like I was kind of playing the guardian angel almost. I was outside. I had my little breakfast. I was like 12 at the time, and I came out and I had been playing with the turtle out down by the creek, you know, and so I'd been playing with it. I went inside and I was like telling my mom about the turtle, and I was hungry and had a hot dog. Went back outside, and there were some older boys who were riding around on their bicycles, and they were like riding real close to the turtle and like really terrifying this poor little turtle. And he was pulling his head in and everything. And then they set it up, and one of the boys rode his bicycle right over the turtle, like right over his shell. And I was like, oh my God, don't do that to that turtle. And they were laughing, you know, and they were just totally ignoring me. And they're like, terrible, they were hurt with this poor thing. And so the turtle like survived this bicycle going over it because it's shell, right? So they turned it upside down and were gonna ride over the soft belly so they could kill this poor turtle, right? And I was like, no, don't do that. And they weren't listening. So I ran over to protect the turtle. And I tried to shove the kid off his bike, but I tripped and my hand went into the spoke and he broke my arm. And his bike flipped over. The turtle was fine. But I was like, ah! So, you know, I grabbed the turtle with my good arm, and with my broken arm, I ran screaming to my mother. And so, yeah, she took me to the hospital, and the doctor set my arm and put it in a cast. And I got back out to the car, and my mom had saved the turtle in a little box and had a little piece of lettuce, and she gave me the little turtle. And
Oh my gosh, what a story.
and it bit me. Can you believe that? The little thing bit me.
Welcome back, thanks. Incredible. Now, how much, when you say little, what size was it?
It's about that.
Oh, that's not a little turtle.
It was small,
Because
you know,
see the
for
big
where.
one swimming in the aquarium,
Yeah.
that's a small one.
Yeah, it was, you know, it was and that's where I got the term blood of angels.
Incredible. What
You
a
know?
story.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny? And if I remember things back, I always remember being 5 years old, going to kindergarten and seeing a turtle on the side of the road, making my mom stop and scooping it up. And all day long, I didn't want to go to kindergarten. I wanted to go and stay at my babysitter's to make sure the turtle was going to be fine. Isn't it funny, the things that you remember?
It
The
is.
things that stand out in your mind.
Yeah.
The turtle. But yet you bring that, you obviously have this very soft side. You hear about it when you're telling the story as a child, and you bring that into your stories
Yeah.
as an author. They would say you're in touch with your feminine side is what they say nowadays. But obviously it's striking a chord. You know, people don't want to read all this sci-fi and all this, you know, you're just touching the hearts of the American people.
Yeah, I mean that's good if that's what they want to write. You know, if that's what their voice is, it's where there is. But it's not. Yeah, for me, and it's more about being human. You know, we're all in the same boat. We all have like aggressive feelings and creative feelings, and just push whatever you want to push. Ignore that whole business of like, oh, men are this and women are that.
But what a wonderful gift now that to be able to do what you wanted to be doing and just expressing yourself, and now you can actually make a living doing it. Huh?
It's quite a surprise. It's very nice, you know. I
Now-
never expected to like be doing that.
Now you do not seem like an LA man. I know you live here. But
Okay, you got me. No, I'm definitely a transplant. I love LA. There's it's a very beautiful city in a lot of ways, and I love it. I just
and a
love
lot
it.
of creative people, isn't
There really are, and more so than other places. I come originally from New Mexico.
Wow.
Yeah, so New Mexico is a wonderful place. It has an epicness about the weather. It's very much there, and the history is so steeped in the land. But
I have never heard weather described as that using epicness. This is a writer. This is a writer.
Absolutely. It's the only place I've seen a thunderstorm off on the left and a thunderstorm off on the right and been standing in sunshine. Yeah, it's very
Incredible. It'd be beautiful for cinematography. Let me ask you, being a novelist, and we had an Italian director on, I would think you have visions. Do you ever see yourself going into filming or?
Absolutely not. I am the worst.
I'll keep it here and in the book.
I'm the worst playwright in the world. I took one playwriting class in college, and that's where I learned that the only thing I should write is novels.
You're not so much for conversation between people.
Writing a screenplay is like writing a haiku. You're not allowed to tell what the character thinks. You're not allowed to describe the scenery other than in like 5 words or less. It's you've got to choose your words so carefully, and it's not my expression. You know, I'm much more of getting into the characters' heads. You can't do that in a screenplay. It's only what you see on the screen is what you can put in the screenplay. So yeah, it's not my kind of thing. I
It's
can't
really
express
amazing.
like that.
I am learning so much about people's different perspectives, you know, and that's why we all do have. It's so interesting how we all do different things in life, because you have such a whole different outlook than like the Fabrizio, who's a director and sees everything visually.
Yeah, we've all got different angels.
Yeah, you and your angels.
Yeah.
Well, so do you have your next book already cooking up here? You know what your next novel's going to be, or you're already working on it?
I've got something brewing already in the back. I don't have a title yet, but it's going to be about rivers and what rivers mean. Oh God.
Thanks so much for joining us. It
Yes,
was a
my
pleasure
pleasure.
speaking to you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us today at Today's Artist. It was such a nice setting, wasn't it? We're actually in a park in Beverly Hills, and I actually have golfers all around me. You can't see me, but they're going to be kicking me out of here real soon. But we had such a nice guest selection today, so many wonderful people on the show. Join us next week because we have Jason Vance, the action hero. We're going to be going on location with him, maybe in one of his action films or maybe in the gym working out. I don't know. We'll think of something fun and creative. So we will see you next week on Today's Artist. I'm Christina. Till then, have a great week.
There it is right there. Okay, now come in.
Okay.
Work. There we go. Now.